Look at your toes. Can you see the ripples forming in the water? Hello everyone, this is Theoki. Today we're going to learn about backstroke kicking. Do you remember what I told you before? In the freestyle kicking video, I said that poolside kicking, sitting on the edge and kicking in the water, is the foundation for both freestyle and backstroke. Why is that? Whether you're kicking forward or backward, it's basically the same, but the feeling is a bit different, right? So if you're struggling with backstroke kicking, you really need to master freestyle kicking first. Now, here's the important part. What exactly matters most? Guys, if you're having trouble with backstroke kicking, don't just keep practicing backstroke. You should focus on freestyle kicking instead. Why is that? Because whether you kick forward or backward, it's the same technique. Still, the feeling is a little different. Let me say it again. If you're struggling with backstroke kicking, don't focus on practicing backstroke. You need to perfect your freestyle kicking first. Once you've mastered freestyle kicking, backstroke kicking will come naturally. That's the key takeaway. Alright, I already explained freestyle kicking in detail back in episode 7, so now I'll do my best to walk you through backstroke kicking. Let's review the seated kicking drill, but this time there's a slight difference. If you've trusted me and practiced the seated kicking enough, by now your knees should be straight and your ankles relaxed. That means you'll end up kicking like this. Your ankles should be loose and floppy, right? I told you before, when doing poolside kicking, it's totally fine if your feet don't come out of the water. So you pull your body forward as much as you can, keep both legs in the water, and gently flutter your feet. Your knees should be straight and your ankles should be nice and relaxed. Your feet shouldn't come out of the water, they should just skim the surface as you kick. That way, your ankles will loosen up like this and you'll start to see ripples forming. If you're kicking like this, you're doing it correctly. I actually gave this a name. I call this move water lifting. It's when you scoop the water up using the top of your foot.
Yes.
Here's what it looks like underwater. Everyone, make sure to practice water lifting while sitting on the poolside. Once you've got this down, both freestyle and backstroke kicking will fall into place perfectly. The key point is this: your knees should be straight and your ankles should be completely relaxed. If you keep practicing like this, over time, your knees will start to bend slightly and your ankles will move like flexible flippers. Got it? That wraps up everything about freestyle and backstroke kicking. Alright, so that's how you do the seated kicking. And as you might remember, I really emphasized floating kicks in freestyle. You did floating kicks, then stood up, floating kicks again, then stood upright. Now, let's flip that over and try it on your back. So what happens then? That's right, you're doing backstroke kicking. With backstroke kicking, your face is above the water, so you can keep going without stopping, right? That's it. Right. But what about the arm movements? Well, you can start by simply raising your arms like you're doing a cheer, like this. Place your palms together, one on top of the other, then gently hold just one thumb. Then bring your arms back behind your head. And just like that, you start your backstroke kick and glide forward. And in swimming pools, there's a marker that tells you you're near the wall when doing backstroke. I like to call it the clothesline. When you see that clothesline, it means you're almost at the wall, but if you ignore it and just keep kicking, then your hand or even your head might end up hitting the wall. So don't try to go all the way to the wall. Once you pass the backstroke marker, either stand up or simply turn over and switch to freestyle. Now, here's the second way to practice backstroke kicking. Put your palms together, hold one thumb, bring your arms behind your head, and then kick your way back using backstroke. When you do it this way, your chin naturally tucks in just a little. Makes sense, right? Now let's try using a kickboard for backstroke kicking. Alright, here's the kickboard. Remember, the slanted edge of the kickboard should always face downward. But, now this time the slanted side will be facing up. Yes, facing up. Place your hands flat on top like this, and then my thumbs are underneath and the other 4 fingers are on top. So right now, the slanted side of the kickboard is facing up, but when I flip over, the slanted side of the kickboard now faces down. Take a look. From here. That's how it works. The slanted side ends up facing down again, and just like that, you are ready to kick properly. This is one way to practice, but for kids, it's totally fine to hold the board a bit differently. Now place the slanted side of the kickboard facing down, put your 4 fingers on top and your thumbs underneath, stretch your arms straight out and start kicking. The kickboard should stay facing downward. You can go ahead and do it just like this. So what should you be thinking about while kicking? Just ask yourself, am I doing water lifting properly? That's the key. So first, seated kicking. Then, kicking without the kickboard. That's how you keep kicking and move forward. Then, flip the kickboard and keep going with backstroke kicking. And lastly, hold the kickboard with your arms stretched out and tilt it back towards your legs as you kick forward. So today, we learned 4 ways to practice kicking. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.